Shalom, all praise to Yahweh Shem Shah, double honor to the apostles, GMS. This is Amna Allah coming at you on the video. And in this video, I'm going to be focusing on the book of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 26. I'm going to start from verse 24. So let's get right to it. Matthew, chapter 16, verse 24. Then said Yahweh Shah, because it's going into what is a man profit if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? You know, this is a scripture that's often quoted, often read, but may not be that well understood. So let's get right to it. Matthew chapter 16, verse 24. Then said Yahweh Shah unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. So if any man is going to come after Yahweh Shah, I mean, if any man is going to be a follower of Yahweh Shah, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. So what? You have to deny yourself. Meaning what? You have to deny your own pleasures in this world. Look at that word, deny. Got to understand these words. What's the Greek word here?
Strong's G 533. Aparneomai.
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 Aparneomai. To deny, to affirm that one has no acquaintance or connection with someone, to forget oneself, lose sight of oneself and one's own interest. Check that out. So that's one thing that you have to do. You have to deny yourself. And in the act of denying yourself, you are affirming that you have no acquaintance or connection with someone or something. Or you're forgetting yourself. You're losing sight of oneself and one's own interest. So you're losing sight of your own self, losing sight of your own desires, and you're losing sight of your own interest. And you're focusing on the Lord Yahweh Shah. Okay? And the gospel, the word, this mission, this spiritual journey. Then said Yahweh Shah unto the disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself. So you are denying yourself, losing sight of your own self, your own interest, your own desires, and take up his cross and follow me. And when it says cross, what is that associated with? Cross. Staros.
Strong's G 4716.
Staras. A cross on an instrument. But you already got the idea what that's talking about. So it said, take up your cross. Now that doesn't literally mean you have to actually pick up a cross. When it says take up his cross and follow me, I mean you got to carry on the burdens that come with being in his knowledge. Because this word, engaging in his word, being in his truth is a difficult journey. So a part of you taking on the cross, you're taking on the burdens and the sufferings and taking on the sufferings and the trials and tribulations that come with it. And follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it. So if a person seeks to save their life, they're going to lose it. In other words, if a person seeks to enjoy the pleasures and these earthly desires, they're going to lose their life. Because part of denying the Lord is denying oneself, denying your interest. So a person saving his life is doing the opposite of that. A person that's saving his life is not a person that's denying their own self. It's not a person that's denying their own self-interest. It's a person that's seeking their earthly desires, seeking the desires of the flesh. A person seeking their own self-interest. That kind of person is the person that's saving their life. And that's the kind of person that's going to lose their life. Because they're seeking the desires of this world, not knowing that the desires of this world are temporal. Meaning what? Temporary. And in turn, they will lose their life in the process. Because you're seeking the pleasures that come in the temporary world. Not knowing that those pleasures are temporary and they're not going to be eternal. It's not going to last forever. And whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. The person that's losing his life for the sake of the Lord shall find it. See, so that's a key thing right there. Losing your life, but for my sake, for the sake of the Lord. There's some people out there that don't really, have much of a desire in this world. They probably don't really care much about, the things of this world are hollow, meaning they're empty. They're frail, meaning they're weak. They're fleeting, meaning they're here in 1 minute, going the next. There are people out there that don't really care much about the pleasures of this world, and they don't really care much about the things that the people in this world hold in high esteem. But are they denying those things for the sake of the Lord? There are people out there that are devout Muslims, devout Christians, so-called devout. But guess what? They may not say, they may think, oh, I don't really care about this. I'm all about Jesus and I'm all about Christ and all of that. But are they really denying those things for the sake of the Lord? Of course not. There's somebody out there right now that's a yogi, some type of, they practicing Hinduism, and they live in a forest somewhere, in the woods somewhere, far away, 50, 60 miles away from society, away from all of the pleasures of this world. Are they denying themselves for the sake of the Lord, though? Of course not. Of course not. You got Old Testament Israelites that may not care about the interests of this world, the things of this world, but they're not denying it for the sake of the Lord. They don't even believe the Lord came. So you got to deny yourself for the sake of the Lord. In other words, lose your life. And whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. For what is a man profit if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? So what is a man profit if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? So this is Yahushua talking to the disciples. And he's telling the disciples, if you want to follow me, these are the things that you got to deal with. He's saying, if you want to follow me, these are the things. He's saying, if you want to follow me, these are the things that you got to deal with. Okay? And then he goes on and say, for what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? So you may have people out there that may claim that they're disciples of the Lord, claim that they believe in the word of the Lord. But even some of them are going to seek to gain the world, and they're going to lose their own soul in the process. So for what is a man profited, or what shall a man gain if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? So if you're going to gain the things of this world, what benefit is it to you if in return you lose your own soul? Meaning, what benefit is it to you if you lose your own life in the process? A lot of people don't take that into account because the things of this world is all temporary, not eternal. So for what does a man profit if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? That's an example of a person that's saving his life and losing it in the process. They're seeking to gain the whole world, or they're seeking to save their life, but they're going to lose their life. In other words, they're going to lose their own soul. So that's an example of a person that's seeking to save their life and losing it. A person that's trying to gain the whole world, but losing their own soul in the process. Okay? Or what shall a man... So let me get some scriptures real quick. Now this is the Lord Yahushua speaking to people who was in his company, Luke 12:16. And he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully. So you had a certain rich man that owned some land, and it brought forth plentifully. May have grown a lot of crops, fruits, and so forth. And he thought within himself, he thought in his own mind, saying, what shall I do, because I have no room where to bestow my fruits? What shall I do? I don't have anywhere to bestow my fruits. I don't have anywhere to put all of the fruits that this land that I own has produced. And he said, this will I do. I will pull down my barns and build greater. I'm going to take down these barns that I have, and I'm going to build greater, meaning build bigger barns. So you have barns where he will bestow the things that grew out of the earth. And he said, I'm going to go and build bigger ones. And there will I and build greater. And there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods. And I will say to my soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. So he's going to say to his soul, in other words, he's going to say to himself, thou hast all these goods laid up for many years. Where was I? Okay. And I will say to my soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. So in other words, enjoy the fruits of your labor. But the Most High said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then who shall these things be which thou hast provided? In other words, but the Most High said to him, you fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then who shall these things be which thou hast provided? So in other words, you're going to die tonight. And all these things that you built, all of this fruit that this land has produced, who are they going to belong to? That's the person that sought to save his life. So is he that layeth up treasure for himself and is not rich toward the Most High. Okay?